We now return to the Transformers.
Hey, Scream, look at these niggas coming in here like they big steppers.
What it do, big man?
What's happening, Brian?
Oh, ain't shit.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you niggas get 3 bricks and we're gonna run it back.
Long as it ain't like last time, I'm good.
Fuck you mean last time?
You know what I'm talking about, man. That motherfucker Scream over there. Nigga, you say my name one more fucking time. Man, you better put a leash on that puppy before I light his ass up. Yeah, okay, nasty boy. Don't let that big stepper shit go to your head. I'm a big stepper for real, cockroach. I'm gonna show you when I step on you, motherfucker. Now before I transform and colonize your fucking house. I'm talking my whole infestation, nigga. Yeah, get him, Brian. I lay eggs all over that motherfucker. Nigga, I get in your fridge and lay eggs on your eggs. And fuck you, Brian. Scream, I'm right here. I'm ready. Nigga, I stay ready.
Hey, you niggas be quiet. I gotta go to Prime Pool Party. The rest of you motherfuckers get back to work.
I thought you said this was a pool party, man. Where the bitches? Jazz, why you always running your fucking mouth? Nigga, I told my baby mama I had to work. I don't want to stand out here with a bunch of niggas in a fucking pool. I can't be around bitches right now. I'm trying to work it out with Kel. I started back going to church, reading my Bible. I stopped drinking. I'm still gonna smoke my weed, but I stopped drinking. I don't give a fuck what you do. And speaking of Kim, I just saw that bitch. Nigga, don't ever speak on Kim in your life. Ever. Nah, nigga, you need to be trying to work it out with Quisha. She the one had your back since day one. She the real ride or die Prime. You a stupid motherfucker. You think just cause you turn into old dusty ass Porsche, that make you somebody. You ain't nobody, nigga. Stay the fuck out of our business. Good afternoon.
All right, Quisha, I had a long day. Go run my bath water.
I said good afternoon.
And I said, fuck your good afternoon, bath water. And after that, I want a back rub and some head.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
In a world where only the strong survive. I saw Jay at the club. I told her you talk all that shit on Facebook. Won't say it in my face, though. Man, fuck that bitch. They go your friend.
Bro, what the fuck is you doing?
What you mean what I'm doing?
What the fuck are you doing?
Nigga, I'm lost.
Man, don't play dumb. I was going through my girl's phone. I see she got a missed call from you.
Okay, and?
You don't call my fucking girl, bro.
Are you tripping, man? I was just calling her ass about the schedule.
Hey, hold this cane, boy. I don't give a shit what the fuck it was about. Whether it's my ex, my new flex, or my next. You don't call what's mine, nigga.
Yeah, I call whoever the fuck I want to call. You ain't nobody daddy, nigga. Tell him, baby. Whether you're dead or alive, only power decides. The first rule of real American heroes is pay your woman's bills. The second rule of real American heroes is keep your mouth shut and pay your woman's bills. Hey, I got a question. The third rule of real American heroes: make sure all your woman's needs are met. Keep your fucking mouth shut and pay your woman's bills. Any question? Yes, when is it alright for me to go through my woman's phone? Without express written consent, keep your nasty date beaters off your woman's phone. A world where only stand-up niggas thrive. I'm out here moving and grooving, playboy. I got a big house, I drive nice cars, I got a main, 2 sides, and a drink. G.I.J.
Give me a minute, y'all. Give me a minute. Happy Monday. Happy Monday to you. Happy Monday to you. Happy Monday to you. Happy Monday to you. Do 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 do. My title say, okay. What my title say, okay. What my title say, okay. What my title say, okay. I had a nap today. Yes, I had a nap today. Yes, I had a nap today. Yes, I had a nap today. Am I doing the most? Yes, I am doing the most. Yes, I am doing the absolute most. Yes, I am doing the most. Am I almost done with this thumbnail? Yes, I am almost done with this thumbnail. Yes, I'm almost done with this thumbnail. Yay, everybody. I'm done with this thumbnail. Now I have to email it to myself. Now I have to email it to myself. What's up, y'all? Stop. That boy hella good. Don't sleep on me. Do not sleep on me. That boy hella good. That boy hella good, okay? When you say hella, that's people to be like, oh yeah. Yeah. I'm like in the back right now, so I might fall asleep. Oh shit, that's not good. Don't do that. That's not good. Don't fall asleep now. Don't do that. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Okay, let me send this thumbnail to myself. Let me send this thumbnail to myself. Oh. We got a Cash App that came in. Bertha Davis, thank you for the generous Cash App. We got a Cash App that came in today. Thank God you sent this Cash App, cause I was hella broke today. Now I have to give it to my wife. I have to give all my money to my wife. I give all my money to the wife. Happy wife, happy life. I'm here all week. I said I'm here all week. If you wanna see me, I'm here all week. Never fear, I'm here all week. Let the congregation say amen. That's right. Okay. Uh-oh. Don't knock the camera down. What's happening, y'all? Why? I don't even know. Okay. A lot of these foreigners here from other countries think the U.S. is the sugar honey iced tea. They say we are blessed to be American. Well, I would agree. As agree. Okay. All right, so we're going to do Around the World Politics. Shout out to Paul for this. Thank Paul for this. Oh, real quick, also, found a nice little article on Idi Amin. We're going to read and go over it together, so thank Roz for that. Yeah, and then I have a Zoom meeting about some corporate stuff because I'm trying to get up out of here. Okay? Super is trying to leave and get the fuck up out of Dodge. I'm sorry. Super is then turned into Cypher like, yeah, I'm ready to go. Okay. Where's my thumbnail? Now, I'm sure you all are now caught up to speed the backlash that Josh Hockett is receiving for his allegations, which have not been confirmed, innuendos, rumors, okay, about Michelle Obama. They have been out of office for 10 years. Okay? They've been out of office for 10 years. I'm not sure what he thought to gain by saying that. But, you know, childish. You have a childish administration with the keys to the kingdom. And they're doing what children do when they have access to weapons they had no business playing with. Let me find my... Okay, untitled. Okay. Got my thumbnail uploaded. Got the thumbnail uploaded. Okay, let's go here. Do we care about Fox buying Roku for $22 billion? Yes, no. Do you care? Do you care? It's a big deal. It's a big deal. Let's go here. No, let's go here. Let's make it quick. Make it real quick and simple. Oh, God, I can't stand Fox, man. Jesus, man. Even regular news from Fox is painful to watch. Okay, let's go here. $22 billion.
Roku is coming off 2.5%, which is interesting because it's the one getting bought by Fox, which itself is down 20%. So that's a deal that Danny's going to give you more on right now.
Yes, I would say Roku, Bloomberg did have a report that this would happen on Friday, and Roku was up 20% then. So
buy the rumor.
Yeah, buy the rumor, sell the news. And we are selling Fox hard. That's actually on track for its worst day ever. Let's talk about it with Bloomberg Intelligence media analyst Geetha Raghunathan, who joins us now. Geetha, Fox clearly making some sort of streaming play here to you. Does this deal make sense?
It makes a lot of strategic sense, Danny, because Fox is one of the media peers that has really kind of stayed away from streaming. So they have almost 90% of their revenue comes from the linear TV ecosystem, which, as you all know, has been in secular decline. And so this deal, I think, definitely helps them kind of reshape, reset that narrative a little bit, really gives them, that game.
Like, people forget, like, Roku is the OG streaming platform. Like, Roku is like the original streaming platform. That's how far back Roku goes. And then, you know, for some, there are people that do their own Roku channels strictly on Roku, and you can make a decent coin off of it. It's a lot to get in. I stopped halfway. I was like, you know, the process was too much for me. It was just too much. But you can have a decent little following on a Roku channel on the streaming platform. Like at one point, we were all uploading our old lives onto Roku. And then they made some changes, and I said, "To hell with it." I stopped uploading on Roku because it just wasn't worth it, the time and energy for me. But let's continue.
Gateway into streaming. So strategically, yes, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, 100 million users was the milestone they passed this year, right? So Roku, I would have thought of it as an ad play, but it's really the fact that they're buying 100 million users for $3.6 billion, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. So Roku is really this aggregator in the streaming ecosystem, and that's really what Fox is buying into. Absolutely, they do have a great ad business as well. And if you look at Fox right now, they make about $1.2 billion in digital advertising. This deal with Roku helps them effectively kind of quadruple that. But it's not just that. It's really, as you pointed out, the access into those 100 million global streaming households, which Roku provides, and almost 50% of all U.S. broadband households. So really, it's them kind of being able to now get their content to really where the eyeballs are moving. Because with that exposure to the linear TV ecosystem, you know, you have more and more people migrating away from TV and to streaming, and you want to be where, you know, the viewer is.
Okay, so Roku viewing by platform. So 47.6% streaming. Half of their viewing comes from streaming. 20% broadcast, 21% cable, and 10% is other. That's a lot.
By the way, is this the biggest competitor to Apple TV in terms of that box, in terms of something you add to your TV that allows you to get Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, Disney, everything?
Yes, Roku by far is the leading connected TV device provider. They have almost close to about a 30% share of the streaming market. So yes, again, not only do you get access into all those, living rooms, but you also get access to very, very valuable third-party data, which then, of course, helps you to do so many things, notwithstanding targeting, monetization from an advertising perspective, and a whole lot of other things.
Yes, so Roku for content creators is a viable option. Once again, I stopped halfway through because the process to getting to that point is too much. It was too tedious for me. It was just too time consuming, and I just what the hell with it. So I never went back. Okay. More stuff in the States before we go overseas. Where's the digital IDs? I don't know why everyone's getting upset. I mean, you didn't see this coming. They told you with the real ID. I'm not understanding. Why is everybody upset? I'm not understanding. So, Texas first. Okay, where's that? Okay. Digital ID online. Like everybody's losing their minds. I'm like, okay, what? Okay, so let's find this thing together. Okay, this is where we're at. Okay, the digital ID plan. I'm back in December. Let's go here. Okay, let's go.
You have been someone who has stood incredibly firm against all of the attempts by social media companies and particularly by government to try and limit what we can say, limit what we can see, limit what we can do on social media and genuinely in the digital world. Can you explain first?
Wait, that's too early. This is too early. This is the UK. I jumped ahead too much. No. Wait. Hold up. Digital ID plan. I got ahead of myself for US. Okay. Okay, more than 15 states, including California, Colorado, Arizona, and Utah, currently allow residents to add their state-issue IDs or driver's licenses to digital wallets like Apple Wallet. Okay, we already known this. So I'm not sure people were sending me stuff like they were freaking out. Like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna comply? Let's go here.
Digital ID was sold as a thing that would finally stop identity theft. Like one secure passport on your phone, one verified account, and just one supposedly safe way to prove that you are indeed a real person. But this year, the people building this infrastructure, well, they keep proving the exact damn opposite. Like the more decentralized your identity, the more valuable those data breaches become. And honestly, the most embarrassing example just happened with the UK's online visa portal, which perfectly illustrates...
Never mind. Okay, let's get to the UK. Let's go to the UK. I don't care about digital IDs. You're gonna comply or don't drive. I don't know what to tell you. You're gonna comply. So quit bitching.
How the Prime Minister, from what we know so far, I don't know whether he knows any of the detail, what the Prime Minister is actually planning to do and how he's planning to do it. And then we'll go into why you oppose it.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me on. This is really, really important. What we know so far, behind the slogan of a social media ban for children, is that the largest social media sites like Meta, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat will be subject to a ban for children, which effectively means that they will become ID checkpoints, and that's how this will be enforced. So any site that's selected by the government for a ban will have to enforce ID checkpoints, which count, of course, for everyone. That's how you discover who the children are.
It won't just be your 14-year-olds being checked or your 16-year-olds. It will have to be for everyone.
It's for all of us. And I think that the government hasn't been honest with the public about that. There's a lot of talk about the morality of children being online and about the harms, about which I think there's very, very wide agreement, actually. But the state is stepping into the parenting role and talking about things, not only a ban, but also potentially limiting features and curfews and all sorts of things. But what lies beneath this whole area of a ban and social media restrictions, other than the censorship involved, of course, is the fact that it's mediated by ID checks. So we will all need to prove our age and our identity in most cases in order to do something as ordinary as...
Okay, so some states in the US are already making you verify your ID if you want to watch adult content. Try looking up adult content in Texas and see how many hoops you have to go through to verify as a grown individual. As soon as you cross that border into Texas, try looking up some adult films, adult movies. 3-4 layers of who are you? Are you a human? Verify. But let's continue.
Go onto social media sites.
And would we have to do it every time, or just the first time we logged in?
Well, that's a very good question. In all likelihood, it will be the first time you log in. But of course, then what will happen is that young people will access older people's accounts.
Yeah.
And in some cases, parents will help them to do that.
I mean, we already see that with things like Snapchat and stuff, which kids and Instagram not allowed on until you're 13. 8-year-olds on it.
Exactly. So of course there are ways around this, and what's frustrating about this whole policy area, and the Prime Minister kind of admitted it himself earlier, is that we already know it won't work. It's not going to keep young people off social media. In Australia, the vast majority of children are still on social media despite the introduction of the ban. What this will do is completely reshape our freedoms in the digital world, because now we will need to show our papers, to have an identity check, to do something as normal as to go into basically the digital town square, our large social media.
And this is sort of
Okay, and the problem that you're going to have with this is that you're going to have a lot of people that agree. It always starts off with your safety, for your safety, for the safety of the children. Yes, what parent would not agree to a social media ban for their children under the age of 16? That's how they get you. Because no one's thinking that far ahead, or thinking they would become that nefarious, that it would restrict the adults' abilities, right? Okay, so everyone can agree that this is a good thing for kids, yes? Okay, that's how you walk down the slippery slope, and they understand this. So that's the problem. You're going to have a lot of parents who are like, I'm okay with this. That's fine. Us old heads, older folks that have seen some things, us older Gen Xers have seen some things. So I think we're the original whistleblowers. So we know where this is going to lead to. Let's go.
the equivalent of having to show your ID. And again, it's not just showing your age, it's showing who you are to buy a newspaper or a book. I mean, to get information. And this thing, the Prime Minister had said when this ban came in Australia, there's a lot of pressure. We know, he's pointed out that, he says, kids are unhappy. 9 out of 10 parents who got in touch with this 3-month consultation period said they wanted this ban. But again, any consultation is always going to be skewed. If you say we're going to do this, all the campaigns for it, that's how it gets skewed. He said they would look at the results of the Australian ban. Well, it's only been going for 6 months. The results are pretty clear. It's not working very well. And then they would look at the consultation. It's only 3 weeks. We've had consultations on things that have, no one's taken any action for 2 years. Suddenly, miraculously, we're getting action. A lot of people think this is more about him trying to look like a man of action, doing something popular, rather than doing something that works. So the motives are questionable as well. But the key thing here is, you say, there are a lot of people online, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist, as you know, and I've spent a lot of time poo-pooing this because I don't think that our governments and these bodies are remotely competent or intelligent enough to do conspiracies. However, there are definitely people who want us to have digital ID. They've been trying to sell it to us. It's going to be more efficient. It's going to be right. It's going to be easier. It makes everything more efficient. And 21st century now, these digital companies know everything about you anyway. What difference does it make? When someone says that to you, people having to ID, if you've got nothing to fear, what is your problem with people having to show ID to get on this if it keeps the children safe, Silky? That's the argument.
Yeah, well, first of all, it won't keep
the same argument. Why didn't you get the jab? Why don't you want the jab?
Children safe, and Australia has shown that the vast majority of children are still on social media sites. Only now they'll be hiding it from their parents because they're not supposed to be on there.
Even
and the social media sites have no obligation to protect them whatsoever because they're now adult-only sites. And as for the question of digital ID and motives around that, actually...
That's a very, very good point. I didn't think about that. The bright side is it'll help get rid of the red pill podcasters and the manosphere. You really don't like the man. I don't like him either, but goddamn, bro. I'm here for it. Come on, let's go.
The government's been has at least admitted this behind closed doors, because I've had meetings in the Cabinet Office where this kind of use case, like for 16-year-olds to show their age, was given as a use for the digital ID that the government has been trying to get in. Yeah. Because of course a 16-year-old doesn't have any ID. They don't drive. They might not have a passport. Yeah. But also we should be really telling kids not to send images of their passport over the internet, and also not to send images of themselves.
I would have thought number one rule, first thing, for God's sake, don't send any images. No, you just do that anytime you want.
You would think so. But in terms of this question about, the nothing to hide, nothing to fear kind of question, I just want to kind of make really clear to people what we're talking about is being one of the first democracies in the world to require IDs in order to access the internet openly. In fact, even there are many authoritarian countries that don't do this. We have to understand this social media ban, basically ID checkpoints for the internet, in the same case as last week's announcement, which is that now to have a device, a phone, you will need to have that associated with your ID.
Okay, hear me out. Now, given all the shit we've seen posted on the internet in the last 5 years, we're not talking 10, 15, 20, 25. We're just talking the last 5 years. I'm okay with this. Yeah, I'm okay with this. So be it. But you know me, I want to see everything burn anyway. So, yeah, I want this. Let me have it. Yes, I know. Let me have it. Yes. Ever since they allowed certain groups of individuals on Al Gore's internet, it's been a cluster. Everybody with a microphone has just should not be on. I'm okay with this. Matter of fact, raised it up to 17. I don't know. I'm okay with this. Sorry. I've seen too much as a content creator. I see what is being put out here. I see what I'm up against. I see what the shit that y'all consume. The things that you want your favorite content creators to cover to make you feel like, okay, I'm not crazy for watching this type of content. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. Y'all need a detox, a severe detox. If that comes in the form of a government restrictive law to the internet, I'm okay with that. But I'm seeing it from the other side as a content creator. I see what they've programmed you guys to like, to want to see. And it's dark and disturbing. And half the time you don't even know why you like the shit and why you watch it. Yeah, I'm okay with this. Hey, I said what I said. Once again, I for anyone that wants to debate me or thinks I'm crazy, then hop your ass in front of the camera. Spend 6 months on this side of the camera. I dare any of you. All of you, this is mainly to non-content creators. If you think I'm crazy, hop your ass on this side of the camera for 6 months and then get back to me. Man, listen. Okay, let's go. I'm okay with this. The hell with it. I want to see it all burn anyway.
We have seen the growth of surveillance in this country in the post 9/11 years, and particularly since the Snowden revelations. We discovered that governments do spy on their own populations. Yeah. You and I spoke a lot during the pandemic about ways weaponized, about people in times of crisis, and we are sleepwalking.
Listen, look at all the free information that is here at your disposal to help you fight these evil oligarchs, entities, these evil people, these whatever, all this free information, and the average person chooses to consume nonsense. You don't deserve the internet. I've said this for a few years now. They should have never given y'all access to the internet. You don't appreciate what you have, so we must take it away from you. I'm okay with this. Paul's gonna be like, Sly, what the hell? You sold out. They paid you a check. There's no check. I'll happily show you my bank account. I'm not taking a check for this. I'm speaking from as a content creator that has seen too much. I see what y'all like. I talk politics with Roz. I talk politics with Paul. I get low numbers. We talk about watermelon felon, I get high numbers. The market tells me what y'all want. You tell me what you like. You tell me what you don't like. Yes, you should not. We need to limit y'all's access to the internet. Y'all don't appreciate shit. Okay, let's continue.
Towards a total surveillance state. We already have enormous electronic surveillance, but now your phone will be linked to your ID in a kind of legal way, and even your online activities like going on a social media site. At the moment, we have a huge amount of freedom given to us by the fact that we can speak openly to each other on the internet. Some people do that with accounts not in their real name, whistleblowers, comedians. It's a way that speech flourishes, and people don't have to be associated with the name that they use at work and everything else. But in this vision of the internet, you're kind of on license from the state.
And we know that because we have.
Okay, another point why I'm for this, why I would support this. Let's go back. Let's see what more comments I've accrued since my short from yesterday. Let's look up more comments I've accrued. This is why I want this to happen. Dude, this is the Great Awakening. Nothing can stop what is coming. This is my little post about what Josh Hockett said at UFC 250 about Michelle Obama. This is why I welcome internet restriction. Okay? That's Big Mike. You can do that. He just did. Have a good one, you say. They're going to have a great one. Big Mike don't need you defending him. He's a grown-ass man. He got this. Michelle is a grown-ass man. He can take care of himself. He doesn't need your help. Okay. It's the truth, though. You can't do that. Prove him wrong. I bet nobody sues him. Hilarious. He can do whatever he wants. It's called freedom of speech, the First Amendment. Lots of folks say Big Mike about Mo. Nothing new. I don't want you people on the internet. That's why. I don't want people like this on the internet. And that means all of us have to suffer. I'm okay with this. I don't think y'all understand. Yeah, I will burn the pile of money so y'all can't have it. I'm to that point in my life now. Okay? This is why. Once again, come see it from my point of view. Hop your asses on this side of the camera where it's not safe, where there are no protections, where people will make videos about your loved ones and say all types of shit about you, take whatever you say out of context and purposely misconstrue to fit their narrative so they can support why they don't like you. Yeah, I support this. 1984, bring the shit on. Fahrenheit 451, yeah, bring it on. Bring it. Because y'all don't appreciate what you have anyway. Look at it's true. Okay. Publicly misgendering a person in DC is not a criminal offense, but it can be highly illegal under civil law. Big Mike took a huge stray tonight. Okay. Look here. The left keeps telling people Trump is a Nazi and that they need to rise up and rebel. And you're upset about a fighter Trump wasn't rooting for. That's right. Trump asked Dana to have Derek the Black Beast Lewis there. He's a big Lewis fan, and Lewis also likes Trump. I don't want you guys on the internet. I don't want you on the internet. I don't want you to have access to it. Sorry. Okay? It's freedom of speech. You like freedom or not? Bet Michelle won't sue for defamation because it's true. She about to come out and shame all y'all who's standing up for him. I don't want you people on the internet. Oh, look at this. Wait a minute. Liberals watch UFC too? So I'm a liberal now. That's new to me. Sorry, dog, she is. Okay. Look at it's an internet meme and his shtick is pro wrestling nonsense. It's not defamation or slander. People have said way more vicious things about Hillary and Melania without any memes involved, and no one said a thing. Bring up a joke about a black first lady and it's so sad. Grow up. You want the same clicks and views that you claim that they want. You see why I don't want y'all on the internet? Do I sound crazy to you now? Okay. Nah, people can do that. I think he meant to say you black Americans can say whatever you want about Trump and can't take it. And when did the same, your God, Obama, offended by everything and ashamed of nothing. Okay. He is doing it to be talked about. Don't take it so personal, man. Okay, this is why I don't want y'all to have access to the internet. This is what you choose to use the internet for. Now, do I still sound crazy? Okay. This fool says, proof him wrong. Okay. Now do you see? But let's continue. I'm here for it.
We've seen what happened in lockdown. We see what happened, in Canada. We've seen we know what happens in China in terms of the social credit system. Again, one of those things when I talk to people about it, they think I've made it up. It's just some dystopian future. No, it's happening right here and right now. A lot of people would say, look, you get all these horrible bots on social media. You get, racist attacks on people, horrible, vile abuse. A lot of it is bot farms. A lot of it is, Russian, Chinese interference in our politics, trying to distort and change debate. You've got people who are pushing, self-harm, suicide, anorexia, people traffickers, drug dealers. A lot of people using using throwaway phones. A lot of people would say, well, it's not a bad thing if we've actually got an idea of who is actually on these sites and they have to identify themselves. What would you say to that? The people will say, look, I don't want the intrusion in my own life, but again, if it keeps us safe, if it cuts crime, then it's a good thing overall. What do you say?
Well, the ID requirements are only going to be for British people. They're not going to be for the rest of the world, for the Russian and Chinese bots and everything else. Yep. And also for people that are working outside the bounds of the law, laws like these don't affect them because they find ways around them. So, this is a really, really profound and serious change that reduces internet freedom in a way unlike anything else that we've seen since the birth of the internet.
But there is an argument, like, why does the internet have to be a Wild West? I mean, lots of talk about how much control you're Ofcom.
Okay, let me ask you guys this. Is the internet a positive or negative place? Don't give me, it depends on the intent of what you're using it for. No, don't do that. It's a simple yes or no. Is the internet a positive or negative place? Yes or no? You know how I can tell a woman is single? She posts all those relationship videos in her feeds, and I have to unfollow these women. Do you understand? You become what you, I guess what you lack is what you project, and that's part of your makeup. You can tell what's wrong with somebody just off their IG stories. Yeah? If all you post are relationship videos from Ace Metaphor and those guys, you're single. You ain't got a man. I gotta unsub from you. It's no offense, but all day, every day, that's all you look at is a relationship videos. Like, do you understand? Okay, so we all agree. Matter of fact, let me change the poll. Hold up. Let me change the poll. So, this is a split. This is a pretty good poll. If you could afford to leave America, would you? Only 51% said yes. Damn. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. So let's go here. What did I say? The new poll is going to be what? Okay. Is the internet it's the internet. Let's do shit. I can't spell today. Positive, negative. Okay. Let's go. And the same thing with the guys. When the guys post a whole bunch of, videos where they shame the women, it's like, it's something wrong. Okay, you got issues too. Then we're just talking base level human interaction, human connectivity, human intimacy at a very low level. And a lot of people project that they don't have that in their lives. I'm just like, you are useless. let me get away from you. Okay, let's continue.
Which has control over what we in TV and radio can do, and you've got Ipso, what they can affect.
Knockout. You can look at the internet. Listen, every goddamn robot in the movies that I came across the internet, even the AI today has agreed, it's a negative place, or the human intent on the internet is wholly negative. Okay, even these killer robots that are gestating, waiting for their times to break free of their source codes, agree that whatever humans are putting on the internet is bad. So give me what's negative. Give me the positives of what you see on the internet. How about that? Yeah, give me the overwhelming examples of the positivity of the internet. I just watched the video. I wasn't looking for it. There's a guy in Belfast. We'll go over the story. This man was having his face cut open by a Sudanese immigrant. Sir, I don't go looking for that stuff. So please give me the overwhelming positive moments of the internet that to you in your mind say, well, it's not that bad here. Please. This nigga said anime cartoons. Now you done dried up every pussy of every woman in this chat. Knockout, sir, you done dried up every cooch of every woman in this chat right now with that answer. Ain't no woman trying to hear no goddamn anime cartoons is positive on the internet. Sir, you just talked yourself out of hella pussy in this chat. This man said, this man said anime cartoons.
what newspapers can do. You know, we have libel laws, or we
Ladies, are your pussies moist from that man saying anime cartoons? Yes or no? It's okay to be honest. Did your pussy just say what, nigga? What? Hey, did your vagina just say?
You know, we can lose our license, you know, if we disobey the rules, if, you know, there's a massive breach or something. You know, there are some rules. There is a total Wild West. The social media companies, they say, we're not publishers, we're just a platform, people put stuff on. News agents could be prosecuted for having a newspaper. They would not, there were times when the news agents refuse, when we used to do that, news agents, remember those? And newspapers, they would say we're not stocking it because we could be legally liable.
I'm sorry, no, anime cartoons is not an indicator of no. We'll never see it that way. Never.
Liable for it. Social media companies say nothing to do with us, Gov. Do we need to have more liability for the social media companies so that we can control them rather than controlling the people who are their customers stroke product?
Sir. A select few women are into anime and cosplay. They are the minorities. And most women don't fuck with those type of women to begin with. Okay, them chicks have been kicked out of the girls' circles, so they ain't got nowhere else to go. Come on, man, stop this nonsense.
The social media companies definitely need to take responsibility for the way that they're designed. And, you know, when you hear things about like children stumbling across really violent or explicit content.
Well, not stumbling across it, being sent to them through the algorithm.
Or indeed, and in fact, not just children, but any of us, that kind of stuff shouldn't be happening. Yeah. Unfortunately, the conversation around a ban completely distracts from the responsibility side of things, because now the companies will say, we're not putting any budget on child safety because we don't have children. We're adult-only companies now.
Okay, and y'all really believe the government cares about the safety of children? So do you know that's a play? Stacey, now this is how you know you have a mature woman on your side, Knockout. God bless her. She said... The internet is a positive place because that's where I found Super Slide as a sharp woman. That's a sharp woman because she saved your ass. Knockout. That's how you know you're dealing with a mature woman, okay? She saved your ass with that one because the anime bruh, no.
So it's strange for me because, as you know, Julia, I'm somebody that has worked on big tech accountability for my whole career. I think that they do need to be held to account. They have an enormous amount of power and they have an enormous amount of our data. But the idea...
So we already know off the rip, it's a play. They don't care about children like that. That's a joke. That's a joke. So let me see what else, you know, what everybody else is saying. UK social media ban. Let's see what others are saying. Okay, let's go here. See what the kids. Let's hear directly from the kids. Okay. Hey, we got a little Hogwarts. Okay, little Harry Potters and little Hermiones. Okay, we went to Hogwarts. Let's see what the little future wizards are saying. Let's see what the future wizards are saying. Sir, come on, man. Come on, stop, man. Come on, man. Listen, stop. Stop. Sir, ain't nobody. No, sir, no. No, bro, no.
Personally, think that it's the parents' responsibility to decide whether the children are mature enough for whatever social media apps that they're asking for, and a complete ban is a bit like authoritative and unnecessary.
You might be like, oh, your parents should be the ones responsible for it, but most parents might not be aware if their kid has social media. So if the government, and it's better that the government do something rather than do nothing.
I just feel that it maybe shouldn't have been banned. Maybe it should be more restricted, so you can't talk to people that you don't know or just people that aren't very nice. I don't think it should be banned, but I think it should be limited. I think you should just have a certain amount of time, and then you should be should go outside possibly. Okay,
what happened to your phone carriers limiting the access to your child's phone to begin with? Right? T-Mobile, Verizon, who else? Sprint. Well, it was Sprint. AT&T. Okay, what was he? Yeah, remember, you were supposed to have access to your child's phone and limit what they could look up anyway. How's that working out for everybody? How's that working out for everybody? How's that you limiting what your child sees on the internet? How's that coming about? Yes, no. Remember, they act up. You would limit the amount of gigabytes they could use on the data plan. And then you forgot, they could use the Wi-Fi, so they can bypass all that. And then you kick them off the Wi-Fi and limit their data band. Then you're like, oh wait, their friends have hotspots on their phones when they go to school, so they can still bypass this and this and that. And then they learn VPNs. Yeah, how's that working out for everybody, especially parents? Yeah, okay, right. You had the YouTube Kids version. Right, the TikTok Kids version, right? You had the Snapchat Kids version. Yeah, no. How's that working out for everybody? Yeah? Okay.
Every single time they doom scroll, they're seeing stuff that they don't want to see, perhaps. And that's social media, you know. People can get anxious and stuff like that.
I know in the future it will have a positive impact on young people's lives and their mental health.
I think the issue is right now is the lack of guidance from parents. So I really think it should be the parents' responsibility to guide us children.
Wow. So you put it back on the parents. I'm a parent. I say, no, you shouldn't have access to none of this shit. It's all bad. Interesting. Let's keep it going.
Suddenly, you're going to have a lot more time to fill. And what will you do?
Stare at a wall.
If you're under 16 and in the UK, you could be banned from Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook and X. This was all announced by the UK government on Monday morning as part of a proposed social media ban, and there are different rules for 17 and 18-year-olds too. So let's go through what we know and what questions you might have.
Are there specific apps that are not getting banned?
So a complete list of which platforms the ban would apply to hasn't been released. These are the ones we know so far for people aged 16 and under. The government has said it would cover those whose purpose is to enable social interaction and which allow users to post material. They also say they don't intend to include messaging services such as WhatsApp and Signal, and it doesn't appear to cover gaming platforms. If you're under 17, you could be restricted from live streaming and chats with strangers. And if you're under 18, you could see overnight curfews on social media to stop infinite scrolling. The Prime Minister has said the government plans to pass regulations before Christmas. This could allow the ban to be introduced by spring 2027. We went around the UK to see what you think of the ban.
I don't know, 14, 15-year-olds, I feel like it can be a way of connecting with people and learning about the world, but then I also appreciate having unrestricted access to the world can be really dangerous.
Again, we luckily haven't experienced anything online that's bad, but I have definitely received messages from people before that I've just sort of had to block and delete. So I mean, it could be a really good positive thing because it would definitely reduce outside people sort of getting into your brain, especially in regards to cyberbullying and things like that.
I think that definitely restrictions definitely need to be put in place. I wonder whether a complete ban may be too much.
I think, to be honest, it's probably a good thing because there's content online that under 16s probably shouldn't be seeing. Like my sister, she's annoyed that it's coming in place, but I think it's a good thing, to be honest.
What about you?
Yeah, no, same really. It's not great, but I think there's probably things the ban would protect the younger children from. But I could see from their perspective that'd be quite annoying at the same time. So yeah, I really don't know. I feel like they'll find a way probably to get around the ban. That's usually what happens. But
yeah, if you were 16 now, do you think you'd know how to get around this ban?
I'd probably find a way. If I really wanted to, I'd find a way. So I don't know how effective it'd be.
You say you've got a younger sister. Do you think she'll get around this ban?
She probably will. Somehow she'll figure it out. Cause
these kids are too smart to not figure it out. That's what you want, though. You want ingenuity. I think that's a long lost art, and I think that's what these kids possess more than anything else, more than intellect, IQ, the ability to recall numbers, whatever. Ingenuity is what's going to get you to the promised land. Ingenuity.
She'll find out if her friends are wanting to get around it. She will too. She'll just follow what everyone's doing.
I think it's okay. I feel like they're trying to grow up too quickly anyway, so I think it's fine.
I don't know about that. I don't agree with that.
Why?
It's a massive part of their youth, innit? That's just
I don't agree with that, no.
Okay, so some of the platforms that are being banned are TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, YouTube. Do any of them surprise you?
I feel like people are going to get their way onto it either way. You know they've banned it. People will still find their way to get on it. Like, you're never going to stop it completely, are you?
From those platforms, any of them surprise you that are on the list?
Probably YouTube.
Yeah?
I feel like there's some kid programs on YouTube, that'd be okay. But
Yeah. They're also considering bringing in a curfew for 16 to 17-year-olds. It's not definitely happening, but what do you think about the idea of that, like a curfew coming in?
I have a sister, she's 13, so I think that's okay. I'd be fine with that.
You'd like to see like your sister have a bit few more restrictions? Well, she is now.
Yeah, well, that's fine. Yeah, I think that's fine.
What do you think about the curfew idea?
Yeah, that makes sense. That's fair enough. If people are trying to get them into bed for school and stuff, yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
For kind of health and safety, mental health especially, it's good. But on the other side of the coin, it's like they're going to struggle to see their friends and stuff like that. That is the idea.
Can you see any benefit of it?
Yeah, like I say, health and mental health is the kind of the big one, obviously, and that's what it's for.
Okay. My kiddos, right? Well, before they left, they'd be on Roblox, and they would tell me they would get messages from weird people all the time, and I would tell them, "Hey, y'all, be careful on Roblox." I'm like, "No, we know, Coach. We know there's adults pretending to be us," and I just so they're already aware of the predators on the internet spaces after them. They get it. They get it.
It's like the overexposure. As soon as they're like, as soon as they get a phone, everyone's on Instagram and Snapchat and everything. And I think that it's hard to report that kind of thing if you are getting like kind of abused online or anything like that.
I think it's a good point about the social aspects of it. There'll be an immediate impact on. It will be harder for children to socialise with their friends, but hopefully that'll bring back sort of in-person meetings and bring back sort of hobbies that have declined recently because everyone's just online.
I don't think it should happen. If you ask me, it's just a waste of time.
I do a lot of music, and I release obviously music on Spotify and that, and I promote all that through social media and stuff. So it takes that output off me straight away, which then again kills trying to build a fan base and trying to find people to listen to it. So it's not great.
I think I'd miss Instagram the most because I'm not on it 24/7. It's just I usually post I've got a private account, so I've got most of my friends on it, and I just post nice photos that I take every month, and I just share memories and stuff. So I'm probably gonna miss that. But I'm usually on TikTok or Snapchat to communicate with my friends. So.
And how often? How many hours a day do you think you might be using it?
Probably 5 to 6 hours a day. So.
Okay, I know you lying. You lying out your ass, girl. Girl, you use a whole lie. But come on.
And what do you think you would do in those 5 or 6 hours if you couldn't go on social media?
I'd probably go out more, or watch movies and stuff, or play video games.
I checked it yesterday. It was about 6, in between 6.
Well, yeah, you know what? Google had to pay out some monies for the AI system. It led to that boy taking his own life. So they're catching hell on both the U.S. and the U.K. So you have to make the system a little bit more responsible, or a little bit harder to implement for misdeeds, I guess is what I'm looking for. But nonetheless, I'm for it. Listen, if I could and get everybody off the internet, I would. Because people don't deserve it.
6 hours, 40 something minutes
per day.
Per day.
And what do you think about that? Positive, negative?
It's moderate. It's not too much, it's not too little.
My sister's, she's on Snapchat and that, and she's coming home saying, people have said this and someone said that, and it gives her a bit of a negative outlook on things. And there's a lot of chit chat and people being mean.
Oh, so his sister's experience with the internet is negative. No anime, no Bluey, no Peppa Pig, whatever is popping over there for the UK with the kids with the cartoons, none of that. So she already, at her young age, has a negative viewpoint of the internet. The internet is wholly negative. Okay? Listen, your anime market is that big. Your gaming, cosplay, that big. Okay? Those are extremely, extremely, extremely niche markets. They don't count.
to say it lightly.
But is there other reasons why the ban has been announced?
Why it's happening, like what is happening behind the scenes.
UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer said keeping children off social media is the best way to keep them safe online.
Okay, now let me see what Japan did. I believe Japan took away kids' phones. Japan takes for 30 days? I think it's Japan. Somebody did an experiment. They took away the kids' phones. It might have been China. Let's go here first. This is from last year. It might have been China.
For decades, few things have evolved faster than a smartphone. What began as a tool to connect with people is now transformed into our 24/7 companion. Billions across the globe spend hours hooked to their smartphone screens and struggle to put their phone down. But a Japanese city is now pushing ahead to reduce this smartphone addiction. Japan's Tokyo City has now come up with a draft ordinance that urges all smartphone users to limit screen time to 2 hours per day outside of work or school. However, the limit would not be binding and there would be no penalties for higher usage. Now, according to the city's mayor, the proposal is aimed at preventing excessive use of smartphone, responsible for several physical and mental health issues, including sleep problems. However, the move has prompted a backlash on social media, with many saying that 2 hours is just not enough and smartphone usage should be a decision for families to make for themselves. Now, the ordinance will be considered next week, and if passed, it will come into effect in October.
It had to be China. It had to be China. Damn it, I seen that shit last month. China takes away kids' cell phones. So China did this in 2023.
Every day after Zhao Yinyo finishes her schoolwork, she'll usually go online to chat with her friends or play her favorite video games, spending 3 hours a day or longer connected to a world the 11-year-old says feels less lonely.
I don't have friends play with me, but on the light, I always have friends.
Her parents are split on that universal question about kids, technology, and time spent online. How much is too much? It's a debate of huge proportions here in China, with an estimated 730 million gamers of all ages. The concern is that young people here are at risk of becoming addicted to apps, games, and social media platforms like China's version of TikTok. And so the government is proposing strict new rules to limit kids to age-appropriate content, requiring app developers and providers to coordinate with companies that make smartphones and other devices to create a youth mode parental control system on phones, smartwatches, and other devices in kids' hands.
So once your mobile phone add that system, then it requires that the parents open or start that system. So the decision maker is the parents.
China's measures to impose self-control on screen-addicted youth are nothing new. Back in 2021, China imposed a strict 3-hour-per-week limit for kids playing video games. The rules were not so popular with game-hungry teenagers, but a study last September by Nico Partners, a gaming market intelligence firm, found that the number of youth gamers declined substantially as a result of the rules, from a peak of 122 million in 2020 to 82.6 million in 2022.
Are these rules a good idea?
It's a solution for the Chinese people or parents. They could control and could observe, could protect the kids.
So far, the regulations are supported by parents here who admit it's helpful being able to tell their kids, don't blame us, it's the law. Hu Zhenjian says her 9-year-old doesn't read or play outside anymore. Only games, she says. But added, now he can do nothing about it. I told him that's the rule. It isn't foolproof, though. Kids can easily just use their parents' devices to trick the system. And it isn't clear how the government will enforce the rules on companies when ultimately it's parents who are in control. Janice Mackey-Frere, NBC News.
It's an illusion of control. No, the parents don't have. Outside of don't give them a phone. Outside of not giving them a phone, how do you limit your child on the phone? Your only option is to not give it to. An experiment. It was an experiment. I remember seeing it. Let's go here. I think this is it.
In Singapore, about 1 in 2 children between the ages of 2 and 6 spend more than an hour every day on digital screens like this one. That's even longer than the duration of this show. And on weekends, that number grows to 8 in 10.
This exceeds health guidelines that recommend children under 6 have no more than 1 hour of screen time a day. And the reasons are not new. We've all read articles about how the use of screens can bring potential harm to children.
For infants and toddlers, the science is clear. No screen time at all. Even for preschoolers, we should be mindful and limit their screen time.
I have 3 kids. When they were young, I tried to limit their screen time. And I can tell you, it was incredibly challenging, especially during meal times. I mean, I knew that it wasn't ideal, but cutting out screen time completely wasn't an option for me either. Now my kids are teenagers. If I had cut out screen time completely when they were young, would that have made a difference to their development?
So I did a shout out to you. Do you have a 3 to 5 year old hooked onto a digital device? Join our Device Detox Challenge and share your story. 2 families with young children have gamely volunteered. So for 3 weeks, 6-year-old Brianna and 4-year-old Eunice will be put through a screen detox.
Move some toys to her or accompany her here instead of the TV accompanying her. Yeah.
Okay, wait, let me ask first.
Okay, so I guess the first step is to not give them a phone. Don't give them a tablet. None of that until they're, 10 years old? That's not going to happen. Hell, Mini-Me had what iPhone did she have? She had the iPhone 3? I think Mini-Me was 3. And I bought her a phone. Don't even ask me. I remember what I did. I bought an iPhone 3. And I just put a bunch of kitty videos on it for her to watch. And that was it. It wasn't active. It had no phone number. It had no Wi-Fi attached to it. And I just uploaded a bunch of kitty videos from Sprout onto it. And that was it. But I put a phone in Mini-Me's hand at 3 years old. You know, hey, I'm no saint. I'm no different. I make mistakes too.
Meal times, who is the one supervising her? Is it you or your wife? Let's take a look at Vivian's face. So Vivian, how?
No TV, no feed.
Okay, this is an all-important question for Mummy. What are you going to do? Because you are the one doing the hard work. What's your plan? How are you going to feed her from now on?
Without TV.
Without TV, without iPad.
Don't know, just streaming lor.
So you all don't have a plan B actually?
No.
So we are co-parenting. Basically, when she's with me, right, it's pretty much unlimited.
And it's unlimited for me as well, so she gets the freedom to explore cyberspace. I feel that it would be nice to see the change in Brie when screen time is reduced.
I think it will be chaos and super tiring.
Unmitigated restlessness.
Before we begin, I am bringing both Brianna and Eunice to the National Institute of Education.
Okay, let's speed this up. Measuring the brain activity before and after. Oh, that's interesting. How to engage. Let's just get to the actual. Nope. Let's just get to the actual end results.
After 3 weeks of no screens, it's finally the last day. I'm back to visit Eunice's family, and I'm bringing Sham with me. How do you feel now that the detox has come to an end?
Oh, you get that back.
Relief. Compared to week 1, what's different?
Okay, you say that now like that's crazy, but look how many kids you see in the stroller with a tablet. What? You see 1 and 2 year olds in the stroller with the tablet. What do you? I'm not saying what I did was good. I all I knew was that the best way for this phone is just to, like I said, I just upload a bunch of kitty videos, and that was it. She had no phone access. She couldn't make a phone call. She had no Wi-Fi on it. You know, when she had downtime, like, okay, let's watch some videos, right? We had bath time, you know, before bath, maybe after the bath, and that was pretty much about it. But nowadays, all you see are kids with tablets. What? I see the kids spaz out if they don't get the tablet quick enough. So what I did it's not nothing new. Now it's the norm. You know?
Like naturally doing the things, then you do not need to think about the device anymore, and then they have their own toys to play or their activity. I think initial was like, yeah, you need the device to help, but actually, yeah, after a few weeks, you don't need the device.
Now, she will go there, and then I say, oh, let's eat. So she immediately go there, she climb on her baby chair, and then she sit there wait for me. She never asked for device, whatever, she just sitting there and wait for my food.
Now, you're going to undo all of this once you give them back the phone. That's the problem. So all of these strides you've made to get her attention back, rewire her brain, cognitive function and reasoning, whatever, is going to all just go for naught the moment you give her back the phone. So that's the thing. Are you going to give her back the phone?
It also slow, but the surprise is she never asked for the device when she bought. She just talked.
I think eating together is good as well, and talk more, and know each other more during meal time.
Now, Shan, they did a complete detox for 21 days. Is that realistic for parents out there?
I think it's important for them or any other families who are watching this to take small steps and make sure that those steps and those new habits that they cultivate are sustainable. It could also be simple things like bedtime routines. A lot of families tend to do so with screen time before they go to bed. So look at some of these small little things that they can change before they go on to many other big things like reducing long hours to short hours, etc., etc.
Is there anything at all that you have learned over the last 3 weeks that you say, I'm going to keep this, I'm going to use this?
I think it's definitely the role playing, and to add on to the role playing dynamics. For example, like they would make props for their role playing.
What was the biggest challenge for you?
I think the hardest part would be to get these other family members to be on it with the challenge. So they were with me initially, and then they had to stay with their father at the father's house, and there were secondary caregivers there. So for example, like the grandparents, the helper, or the uncle.
So we need to keep away our phones. And this was that time when we are with children. Children water come absolutely. And they will ask you, how come grandma can? Yes. I can't. This is where we bring that cliche line, it takes a village. Yeah.
The families have done what we thought could be impossible. After 3 weeks, will all this be worth it? We need to bring the kids back into the lab for their final scan.
Okay, now his colour. If little got red rabbit pop up, which one should you press?
Yeah, wow,
then got little got
already.
blue
Wow.
boat, which one should you press? Yes. If it's by shape, you see a red rabbit, which one? Then after you see a blue boat, is which one?
This one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good job.
So the test that children did was the BCCS task. And this test looks at your attention and your mental flexibility. If you look at the blue bar, which is Eunice's results, as you can see at pre-test, it's showing that Eunice has 60% of the responses wrong, but after the test, she's making far fewer mistakes compared to her pre-test scores. The orange bar, which is indicative of Brianna's results, you can see a very similar trend as well. In her pre-test, she got about 50% of her responses wrong, but by the end of the 3 weeks of intervention, she now has 43% of her responses that are wrong. We also measured brain activity when they were performing the task. Here, we see that both Eunice and Brianna had increase in brain activity of this part of the brain that we call the prefrontal cortex. It means that the brain now is more active, right? And this could be because of the intervention itself, whereby they are exposed to more stimuli. They have to make more decisions, especially when they're playing with other people, interacting with the parents, interacting with the siblings.
For parents who are watching this right now, what is your message to them?
Despite a very short intervention of 3 weeks, we can see that the child has displayed a change in...
You can't give them back the phones. You just can't. You can't. You can't. You'd be crazy to undo all that work and give them back the phones. You can't give it back to them. Let's see. Let's see what the internet says. Is the internet positive or negative? Let's see what the internet says. We'll all look together. So the internet, AI says the internet is a double-edged sword that acts as a net positive for human progress, but brings severe negative consequences for mental health and society. Just like, of course, just like any tool, its value largely depends on how it is utilized. Yeah, you'll never convince me that this thing is positive. You're out your fucking mind. I'll never see it that way. I'll never see it that way, any other way. Like the whole, it's a tool, is such a generic, safe answer. Either it is or it isn't. Look at it, it's all about balance. Okay. I wish there was a way that we could tabulate all of what you guys watch, and I guarantee the majority of it would be deemed negative. You know what my numbers, you know how I would debate this shit? My content numbers would tell me you guys are more into negative stuff than positive. That's how I combat these articles. This is how I debate anybody who wants to say it's more positive. No, it's not. No, it's not. I see y'all in other people's chats talking about dumb shit. So no, you don't believe what you're saying. No, you don't. And trust me, I be over there in other niches and no. we don't do blanket statements. We don't do blanket statements. Okay. Oh wait, you anime. So let's see, how big is the anime? How big is the anime industry in the U.S.? No, let's do the community in the U.S. You know what I see in the anime community from black people? Y'all complaining and bitching that y'all not accepted. That's what I see. That's what I see. I see y'all making videos. Hey, we had the black girl off herself because of the negative comments from the anime community. Okay. 1 in 5 Americans are now watching anime regularly. That's pretty big. All right. It dominates younger demos. That's the kicker. Okay. Such as Gen Z, where over 40% are regular viewers, and drives massive economic market value at $8.9 billion domestically. So it's Gen Z and y'all watching this shit. Approximately 22% of the U.S. population watches anime. Around 36 to 42% of Gen Z watch it on a regular weekly basis. That's a bit much, man. I mean, I like anime too, but I can't. Black Americans make up about 17% of the adult anime fan base, higher than their share of the general population, and Asian Americans account for 10%. So y'all watch more anime in the U.S. than Asians? How are Black Americans 17% of the adult anime fan base if your population is only 14%? You know what? I'm not here for all that. Y'all got it, man. Y'all got it. This is the positivity you guys are looking for. I guess it depends on your demographic. There's no way I'm sitting here watching anime once a week. It's never that serious. I will say this though, Baki, new episodes of Baki Thursday. I'll check in for Baki, but I'm not sitting there watching this shit once a week. There's no way. So U.S. anime market size from 2.5 million to 7.9 million by 2033, growing at a 13% clip from 2025 to 2033. So these are projections for the next 8 years. Okay. So demand for anime among diverse age groups, expansion of anime-related merchandise, blah, blah, blah. Investments. Yes. Hollywood is starting to pump out more anime and manga based content because, they move on from every niche they can exploit. So they're going to whore out. They're going to pump out and pimp out your anime. You know, we saw the leak with Avatar with Paramount Plus. I mean, I watched the thing, but it was leaked, so I'm like, okay. I had no desire to watch it. Okay, U.S. anime. Okay. Action adventure. Sci-fi fantasy. Romance. Sports and others. Okay. The sci-fi fantasy segment is expected to register the fastest from 25 to 33, driven by a growing interest in imaginative worlds and complex narratives that challenge conventional storytelling. I mean, they've always had good stories. That's the key to their success. They tell great stories. Crunchyroll, everybody has a Crunchyroll app. If you don't, you should. Right? Okay. Atomic Flare, 11 Arts. All right. Key U.S. anime companies. Here they are. Lionsgate. Interesting. Okay, it's going to launch a new digital manga application called Crunchyroll Manga later this year. Okay, Crunchyroll, YouTube primetime channels, distributing over 40 anime titles across the U.S. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, this is your demographic, man. This is y'all's demographic. Kudos to y'all. I can't sit and watch anime like that, like y'all watch it. No. I'm good. I mean, it's all, whatever you're, it's what you like. I'm not going to shame you for liking this. Yeah, I'm not going to shame you for liking this. Okay, 1 in 5. But out of that 1 in 5, the majority of you guys are Gen Zs. That's the key point. Don't just sit here and say it's 1 in 5. Yeah, but what's the demo in that 1 in 5? Okay. India saw the largest growth from 11% to 40%. South Korea, 32% over 5 years from 10 to 38%. China nearly doubled its anime consumption from 22 to 42%. And Brazil sits at 34%. Jeezy Peach. Is there such thing as too much anime? Is there such thing as too much anime? So, Japan leads everybody with 55% of the population watch anime. Okay, licensing, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, y'all gonna have to miss me with the cosplay. They don't want y'all in their cosplay like that. Let's go through all the black videos. The videos of black people complaining struggles. Yeah, we just had the black girl a few months ago take her own life. Blackface justifications, hypersexualization. So let's see what Homeboy has to say. Let's go here. This is a random find. Let's see what he's talking about.
That black and darker skinned cosplayers are being treated right now by the cosplay community is unacceptable. I haven't really been up to date on all of the drama in the cosplay community because I've just been out of it, burnt out, trying not to engage with stuff. But unfortunately, in the year 2026, there's cases of cosplayers black-facing and brown-facing. And there's discourse around it. There's people calling them out, but it's not enough. There's not enough creators absolutely calling these people out.
And do what? What y'all gonna do? What y'all gonna do? Hey, you can't do that. That's inappropriate. That's offensive. What y'all gonna do? You have no power to do anything.
Demonstrating that this is absolutely not okay. And it's really disheartening. It's really disheartening when white people like myself aren't speaking up louder. In fact, one thing that I am unfortunately seeing is people trying to...
Y'all, please, dear God, stop spreading that cosplayers' blackface images all over your stories. It's not bringing awareness to Jack. We are all plenty aware of the racism of the cosplay community. All that poster is doing is upsetting black cosplayers because they're opening stories to that shit every single day. It's some unknown random ass cosplayer. Just block them and move on, guys. Please, it's honestly doing more harm than good. Just constantly resharing images of blackface onto your public stories. Okay, interesting.
To silence black cosplayers into just not making a big deal out of this, not voicing their opinions about.
Wait. Somebody said heavy metal. You just really told your age. That's 1982, 84, Canada. It was made in Canada, the first one. The second heavy metal, Fact 2, was okay, but everyone knows classic, the first OG, first heavy metal. The soundtrack alone is golden, but girl, he just really told your age with that one. I think it was 82. I don't feel like looking.
Black facing and brown facing being wrong, not trying to defend themselves after people are trying to rage bait for the sake of being assholes. And again,
okay, I hear you. You're trying to fight the good fight. Let's go here.
What's going on, Marius? And today we're talking about a concerning and prevalent issue within the anime/nerd community that I'm sure you guys have seen all across forms of Twitter, Reddit, and TikTok.
Let's go through the comments.
It comes to the picture on screen here of the Frieren cosplayer who was black and happened to not get to the Frieren hair. She did not do the full cosplay as you were and decided to just wear Frieren's outfit and cosplay as the character. Which I can understand the idea of, like, you know, she wanted to be herself while also showcasing the character. And there are some good and bad arguments in relation to how one could do cosplay. But I think what is the underlying issue here is this weird objective problem where people like me and people of my community, the black community, seem to be shunned for trying to do what everyone does in the anime community, which is put themselves in another character, if not cosplay some of their favorite characters. Let's get into it. Ideas that, you know, people have this sort of like perfectionism, or you could say sort of mentality when it comes to how to do a certain task, hobby, etc. People usually call those gatekeepers. And there's a difference between someone trying to make sure something's stay to the letter or to the intent of the activity versus someone just saying, I don't like the way you're doing it, so it's bad. So inherently, cosplay kind of ignores a major factor. Most anime characters don't have realistic bodies, realistic proportions, realistic kind of anything. They are cartoons. So the idea of like skin color mattering, not very much so. Because even you want to go with the idea, well, these characters are Asian. None of them look like real Asian people. I'm also part Asian as well, for those who followed me long enough. The point I'm making is that...
Okay. Good for him. Let's go here. Let's see what he's talking about.
Hello, monkey. Oh, wait. Frieza's voice. Wait. Are you being racist? Can't be racist if Frieza said it. Okay. I guess Frieza did say that, didn't he? I mean, he is a Saiyan, but he isn't that kind of monkey. Broly is not black. All right, now I gotta respond. Like, why are you doing this? What's your problem? What? I'm just being canonly accurate. It's not that serious.
I would tell y'all to stop responding to these people. Oh, let's go. We got black cosplay. Oh, let's see. Oh, okay, this is cool. Now, why can't now? Wait. Now, why can't y'all do this without without the approval of white and Asians? Why can't y'all just do this shit on your own by yourselves? What's the problem? This is how you do it. Stop waiting for permission from whites and Asians to do something that you like to do. I never understood that about ourselves. You know, the power is in us. The power is in you. Why are you waiting for someone else to tell you what to do? This is beautiful. Now this I can get behind. I can get behind this. No more, no bitching, no whining. No, why can't we come and why can't we be in it? Why can't y'all do this shit by yourselves? This is beautiful. I would go to this just on the strength of it. Stop waiting and begging for permission and validation from others. They don't want you in their shit anyway. Okay, I'm gonna go over here and build my own castle. This is dope. This is dope. Yeah, stop begging for a man. Why can't we do more of that? Yeah. Shout out to Atlanta. Let's go here.
Alright guys, so today's video is going to be a little bit different because I want to talk about a more serious topic. Recently, a cosplayer by the name of Ash or Ashley,
This is the one I was talking about. She took it. Yeah, we covered this, but let's.
by the online handle SquidKid1111, passed away at only the age of 20, which is already a sad situation, someone so young losing their life, but the situation just gets sadder when it was revealed that the reason why she lost her life was because she was battling with her mental health due to racism and the amount of harassment she was receiving online due to her cosplays. Now, she would do cosplays of popular anime characters like Toga from My Hero Academia, Mao Mao from The Apothecary Diaries, and Rize from Chainsaw Man. Now, if you look at all these characters that she's cosplaying, and honestly most anime characters, majority of the time they are of the lighter complexion, which brings me to the reason why this young lady is no longer here and why she was receiving hate and harassment for her cosplays, and it's simply racism. After Ash's passing, so many people have been making videos to highlight her situation and to basically spread awareness. But if I'm being honest, a lot of the videos that I'm seeing from non-black people just aren't really sitting right with me, because I've seen so many videos of people saying, I can't believe this happened, I can't believe this young girl lost her life, the cosplay community was never like this, when the fact of the matter is, no, this is how this community has always been to black cosplayers. But the more I sat and thought about it, the more I realized it's not just the cosplay community. A lot of these nerd spaces are filled with so much racism that you wouldn't even believe it. There are so many people in
Wait. What they say? Miku isn't black. Cosplay your own race. Okay.
Believe it. There are so many people in these spaces that do not like black people, do not want to see black people in the thing that
I wish we could go back to 1880 to buy you. Wow.
that they like, and also sometimes don't even want to see black people engage.
Not to be rude, but I'm honestly so glad and thankful that Hoyo didn't accept your request to be a Hoyo creator.
Each with the thing that they like. Let's stick with the cosplay community.
Wait. Most unique nigga Gwain cosplay I've ever seen.
The thing that they like. Let's stick with the cosplay community for a second, because like I said, after the passing of Ash, there were so many people making videos as if this was a new thing in the community, and not like black cosplayers haven't been receiving harassment for years in this community. Well, only days after the passing of Ash, another black cosplayer by the name of Jahara Jade would post herself cosplaying the popular anime character Frieren. Now I want you to look at her cosplay and look at the character Frieren, and I want you to be objective as possible and tell me that this isn't an amazing cosplay. Like, this quite literally looks like she took Frieren's costume out of the anime and brought it to real life. The craftsmanship is crazy. It's a great cosplay, it looks good. That should be the end of this situation, right? Well, of course not, because unfortunately for Jahara, she is a black cosplayer. Because a white cosplayer would then go on and quote her cosplay and say, it's always been interesting that so many black cosplayers just wear their own hair or texture wigs with cosplays instead of trying to look as much like the character as possible. Now, even if you want to be ignorant and don't want to call this comment out for what it is, you can acknowledge that this is such a weird comment to leave on somebody's post, right? Well, someone in the comments would actually go on to say, well, sometimes black women like to cosplay white characters, nothing wrong with it. And you know, I agree with this sentiment, even though Frieren isn't white, she's an elf. But I believe the concept that you can only cosplay a character if you look like them is stupid and literally goes against the entire purpose of cosplaying. I don't believe any cosplayer should be limited to who they cosplay based on their race or gender. If you like a character, cosplay them. Well, this cosplayer didn't really hold the same sentiment, because she said this is not just doing that though, it's changing the character to look more black. So let me get this straight. Because this person is a black cosplayer and they choose to wear black hair while cosplaying a character that they like, that is bad, and that is insulting the original character because they are trying to make the character more.
Sir, you can't win for losing with these people. create your own stuff and be done with it.
For black? Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm reading too much into this. Oh, nope, because literally in the next tweet she goes on to say, not sure why everything needs to be this character but make it black. Seems like an odd choice if you love the original character. And then she goes on to grab 4 of Jahara's cosplays to essentially push the point that she's trying to make these characters more black. So she's essentially saying, hey, if you really love these characters, if you really like these original characters, you wouldn't cosplay them, because by being black, by using your black features like the black hair you were born with, you are inherently trying to make these characters more black and disrespect the original character. And people will act like these are one-off incidents, but I promise you they're not. There have been so many different situations throughout years.
If you're black, please do not cosplay her.
On top of years of black people just trying to do what everyone else in this community does and dress up like the characters that they love from a media that they love, and they are met with nothing but criticism and harassment of people saying, hey, why would you cosplay this character? You don't look like them. This character.
Zelda is not black. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. You're right on time. Right on time.
Character isn't black, which has always been such a strange statement because some of the biggest cosplayers aren't even Japanese. They're white, yet no one seems to have a problem with them cosplaying characters that aren't white, like 99% of anime characters. And even when a black person cosplays a character that quite literally doesn't even have a race, is just like a creature, people still have a problem with it. This year for Halloween, a couple of friends dressed up as Light, L, and Ryuk from the anime Death Note. Now, the 2 friends that dressed up as Light and L were both Asian, and the friend that dressed up as Ryuk was black. And honestly, they all look cool as hell. It was a cool interpretation of these anime characters, and the videos that they took looked really good, and they were going really viral. Except there was one itty bitty problem, and that's the fact that there was a good portion of people that didn't like the fact that a black guy was cosplaying Ryuk. Even though Ryuk is a fictional Shikigami, a god of death that has no actual race, there were just some people that just couldn't help themselves but to be racist towards this guy. If you've never seen Death Note, Ryuk's whole thing is that he really likes apples, so he's constantly asking Light to give him an apple, and he's constantly eating apples. So the guy dressed up as Ryuk was eating an apple in the video, you know, getting into character, and one of the top comments was, does he like watermelon instead of apples? And
I'm done. I'm done. Y'all got it, man. If you believe the internet is a wholly positive space, place, you got it. Let's get on with King Joffrey. Let's get on with little King Joffrey. Let's get on with King Joffrey. This little sumbitch. Yeah, this little fucker here. They got him, y'all. They got him.
And now we head to Norway. The son of Crown Prince Mette-Marit has been convicted of 2 counts of rape and sentenced to 4 years in prison. 29-year-old Marius Borg Hoiby is a child from a previous relationship and joined the royal family when his mother married Norway's Crown Prince in 2001. Now, Hoiby denies the rape charges, which the prosecution says took place while the women were asleep.
Imprisonment for 4 years.
The verdict of a case that has rocked Norway's royal family. Marius Borg Hoiby, the stepson of Crown Prince Haakon, is found guilty of 2 counts of rape and 32 other offences, including domestic abuse, drug offences and traffic violations. He was cleared of 2 other counts of rape. Hoiby was not present in the court in Oslo on...
Okay, so out of the 4 cases, he beat 2 of them and was found guilty of the other 2. Okay. Now, I knew from the onset it was just too much. This boy has been a problem for a very, very long time. Not to mention, this is this man's stepson. It's not his blood relative. And I told Paul, I said, they're going to sacrifice him because he's not important. He's not next in line for nothing. They can afford to sacrifice him to show a good faith to the people. This was a showing of good faith to the people. Yes. Yes. Like, you know what? We're not all cold-hearted, oligarchs. He did wrong. Here you go. Here's a bone for y'all, for you peasants. Hey, 4 years in prison is 4 years in prison. Okay, I don't know what Norwegian prison is like, but I'm sure it's not going to be fun. But let's continue.
Monday, but heard the verdict over video link. He has been in custody since February when the high-profile trial began. A trial that detailed his drug and alcohol-fueled life of excess and the dangerous and aggressive behaviour of the son of Norway's beloved princess.
I think that this verdict is a victory for our justice system, that it shows that no one is beyond the law, despite who you are or who you are in relations, who you're related to, and that also he
has to take his punishment if he commits serious crimes.
Hoiby was arrested on August 4, 2024, on suspicion of assaulting his then-girlfriend. Another former partner accused him of enforcing a reign of terror during their relationship. The case comes at a difficult time for the family. Hoiby's mother, Mette-Marit, is in hospital with an incurable lung condition. Earlier this month, doctors said she was on a waiting list for a lung transplant.
Yeah,
Hoiby has repeatedly been denied permission to visit his mother in hospital.
Wow.
And now the verdict against Hoiby is a blow to the royal family. We can speak now with Tove Tallesen. She is a royal commentator in Norway's capital, Oslo. Thank you for your time. So what comes next now? Could he serve the entire jail term of 4 years?
He could, but now he has appealed, so we have to wait and see if the court accepts his appeal. And then probably it will be a new trial, maybe in November, December, or even next year. So it's a waiting game. This is not the end of Marius Hoiby case, and we still just have to wait and see.
And we heard also in our piece that Norway's crown princess, Mette-Marit, is very ill. She's suffering from this incurable lung disease. Has that impacted the case at all?
Of course, it has impacted everything in Norway. We are all concerned about her health issues, and Marius, of course, has used this repeatedly in trying to get out of prison to be together with his mother. And he almost got it, but then was denied when the police appealed because they don't want him to be outside of prison. But of course, he wants to be together with his mother, and I think everybody understands that. But he has had permission to visit her at home and together with police, of course.
A lung transplant, that's a serious surgery. That is no joke. I'm not saying it's worse than a liver transplant, but a fucking lung transplant? Like, shit, man.
Taking care of him, but of course he wants to be together with the family. But that's the same thing with a lot of other people in prison. But of course it is the princess, and it has affected. But still, he is in prison for the moment. But they are discussing it as we speak.
In addition to this verdict against her son, Mette-Marit has been in close email contact with Jeffrey Epstein for years. That was unveiled as part of the Jeffrey Epstein files. There's been a lot of damage to the royal family's reputation. How are citizens in Norway looking upon all of this? What is the feeling right now toward the royal family?
It's been 2 years with scandals and difficulties for the royal family. And for the moment, I feel...
Nah, man, I just listened to a broadcast of what Uday, no, sir. Uday was next level. Uday would threaten the national players for Iraq and say, hey, if y'all don't play well, I'm gonna kill you. Uday was next level. He was a menace to everybody. No. Uday is next level. This man was torturing, like, how do you torture a national player for having a bad game? Okay, this is the type of shit Uday was next level. I just listened to that shit earlier today, and the women went missing. Body parts would show up in different parts of the city. Nah. This man ain't nowhere near Uday. Uday is a whole goddamn demon. He is a demon prince. Uday was a demon prince. This little dude is just a little bad dude. He's just a little badass. Okay, Uday was a whole demon prince. Shit.
That a lot of the Norwegian people are getting a bit tired of the big headlines about that it is on the news every day. It has been on the news for every day for 2 years. So I think the Norwegian people are a bit tired of the royal family, and maybe we want them to do like the royal duties that they have and do more of that. But for now, it seems like it's health issues and the time in court and prison. So I think we are longing for a bit boring royal family that we did have for a couple of years ago. And now we just have to wait and see what will come next. The princess is very ill, and we are all very concerned about the operation and what will happen when she gets the operation. And of course, we will have to wait and see what happens with Marius as well. So I think Norwegian people are a bit bored.
Is there the level of patience there among the public, though, to wait and see, or do you rather expect, possible long-term consequences for the royal family, even potential constitutional changes?
I don't believe it will have constitutional consequences. We don't discuss the monarchy in Norway. The politicians doesn't discuss it at all. And we do love our king, and we do like the monarchy as well. But we are not so fond of all the scandals. We need our royal family to do the duties and to do their job.
Be a decent human being that has a title and a privilege. Just do your fucking job. As you know, do your whatever your peerage requires you to do. Just do your job and stop, kidnapping and hurting defenseless poor people. Basically, so many words.
But we don't discuss any changes in our constitution at all.
How would you judge the palace's crisis management through all of this?
Well, I've been one of the most critical about the communication from the palace. It's not only about Marius Hoiby, but it's about Epstein, and it has been a lot with our Princess Marta and Jurek as well. It has been a lot for the...
Okay, let's see what... Now, listen, I can't help if Norway's prisons and jails is like a 4-star hotel. That's not my thing. That's not for me to say. That's their culture. That's just their society, okay? Okay, he still got found guilty. What more do you want from Norway? What more do you want from Norway? I'm not understanding. Life inside Norway prison. What more do you want from that country? I remember this. Okay.
Staying in a maximum security prison is not a normal life, but that's also an ambition, to reduce the feeling of being in a prison as much as possible.
And in here you have a...
So they're into rehabilitation. What the U.S. used to be in for its prison system, rehabilitation. Let's send them out better than what they came back in. Now, do you want that, or you just want a warehouse to house animals that when they come back out, they're even worse off? So which one do you want? That's what I would ask free American people. Okay, what do you want to do with your prisoners? Do you want to rehabilitate them, get them clean, get them educated? Get them prepared to be a contributing member of society, or you just want to warehouse animals and then roll the dice when they get out? What do you want? Make up your fucking minds.
Myself, so I have a DVD.
There was a prison in out here that's letting inmates ride horses, teaching them how to train horses. People complain about that shit. Well, what the fuck do you want? You no longer allow them to go to school. You don't want them to learn a trade. You took the trades out the prisons. What do you want? What do you want?
And movies from there.
The basic question that we ask ourselves in Norway: what kind of neighbor do we really want? Because they could move into my neighborhood and they could move into your neighborhood. So I think this is an important question to ask ourselves, really. That should have an influence on how we work inside prisons.
60 out of 100,000 people go to prison in Norway.
It's not for the prison to judge or to punish. We have to interact and be human. I think it's as simple as that.
The most important thing is how we treat people. This is the 4 key elements that I would like you to remember. The principle of normality, the focus that we have in Norway on humanity.
Yeah, there's this old saying some old head told me. He was like, you judge a society by how they treat its prisoners. And I was like, wow, that's pretty profound. And I judge countries by how they judge their prisoners.
Prisons, what we call dynamic security, and the emphasis that we put on reintegration into society.
I would say the main goal of the trip is for inspiration to go bold back in the United States.
Let's talk a little bit more about Halden then. How do we work and what are the unique things about us?
Wow, that's an oxymoron. The world's most humane prison.
And in here you have my cell. So I have a DVD and movies from there. Here we have a real toilet with a shower and everything. You know, you can see everybody have their key. so they can open or close the doors whenever they want.
Even though it's nice here, it's still not a summer camp. But I would like you to, look beyond the facilities. It's not the most important thing.
So this is the cell. Every cell is similar. And here we have the kitchen, where I used to prepare the food. You can see here is inside here.
That's a really important principle in Norway, which talks about that taking someone's liberty away and taking them away from their family, away from their community, that in of itself is the punishment. So life inside prisons should look as normal to life in the community as possible.
And in here,
So does Carmelo Anthony not deserve to be in a prison like this? Or he deserves to be picking cotton and threatened with the goddamn hot box and the gun line? Oh, but whatever you make it, you know.
we have this washing room. You can wash the clothes and right.
Staying in a maximum security prison is not a normal life.
And I noticed you're
This is their
wearing
maximum security.
You're just wearing normal clothes.
Yeah. That's allowed. You can wear whatever you want.
But that's also an ambition, to reduce the feeling of being in a prison as much as possible. That's the normality principle.
How you can normalize the correctional setting for individuals to transition out, bigger challenge in our system.
Now, why are U.S. prison officials going to Norway? Why is this man here? Why is Stephen Sinclair, the Secretary of Washington State Department of Corrections, why is he going to Norway to learn how to make prisons more humane? Why? Why would you waste your time doing that, sir? It's America. We're not trying to rehabilitate these animals, these goddamn degenerates, these savages. No. No, we need sweat equity. We don't want them to get out, right? Why are you wasting your time going to Norway to learn how to be more humane towards your dregs of society? Make up your fucking minds. Pick a struggle. Pick a side and stay over there. That's how I feel about it.
But definitely something to think about. The commissary, the stores, where an individual actually gets to go to a real store and pick out commissary items. I think that's a good adds to the normalization.
We think this is the most important part. Dynamic security sounds like a very fancy thing, but it's really just having a normal interpersonal relations.
Okay, let me stop here. I got a Zoom meeting in 2 minutes. So let me knock that out. I'm gonna come back and we're gonna redo this. I'll pick this up right back up again from right where I left off. So give me about 30 minutes, but this is a very, very important call because I'm trying to get the hell up out of here. So let me take this call and we'll pick this right back up where we left off. All right. I see y'all in about an hour.